So some of you might have actually used us to come here. So we do business travel. We are the travel partner of NOAH. And if you buy your ticket, you might have seen our name on it. So what's interesting about business travel is it's a big problem and it has not been solved. Why? Because in most companies, you have the choice between using a travel agent, which, let's face it, it's expensive, it's clunky, nobody uses it for their leisure. Why? Because you have the choice. And we all recognize that's not the most efficient way to book travel. As a consequence, more than 50% of the traveler will just go on Skyscanner, booking, like what you do for your leisure, and you book travel. That's fantastic, great experience. You find the flight, you find the hotel, you can book an Airbnb. The issue is the CFO has no idea how much you are spending. They have no idea if you should even do this trip. And that's a big issue. And when I say big, I say $1.3 trillion big. And it's an extremely fragmented market where the biggest player on this market, American Express, was literally created in the 20th century. Why? Because it's a very complex market. Contrary to leisure travel, where you can start from one city, that's not an option that's available in business travel. If you want to serve a customer, you need to be able to go everywhere in the world. You need to have the promise to the customer that everywhere you want to go will be there. You will have hotel, you will have flight, you will have train, which make it a little bit harder to build. So how do we do it? We do it by giving freedom to the traveler. So if you book with TravelPerk, you will be able to choose whatever you want. And by whatever you want, we mean literally whatever you want. You want to fly Ryanair? Hard, but you can book it. You want to book an Airbnb? You can book an Airbnb. And that's the key. Because one of the biggest frustrations of people who use travel management company is to find a flight in 1 minute online that the travel agent took 2 days to send you back. And that's what we try to fix. But at the same time, we want to give control to the company. Why? Because the travel is the second largest expense of any company. We are talking millions in a lot of companies. And funnily enough, people will know very precisely how much they spend on payroll up to the euro, but they will actually not know who is spending what in travel. And that's also what we do. So how do we do it? We do it by providing a one-stop shop. So we do it by making sure that as a business traveler, you can book your flight, your hotel, your car, your train, everything you need for your business trip, you can book it on TravelPerk. And if something goes wrong, you don't have to call Ryanair. I have nothing against Ryanair, by the way. But if you have ever tried to call their customer service, it's the worst thing you can imagine. In this case, you call us. And that's extremely important because as a business traveler, if you're stuck somewhere, you want to be able to get out of the situation as quickly as possible. And at the end, it's better for everyone. It's better for the traveler because they can choose what they want. It's better for the admin or office manager because they don't get a call on Saturday at 7 p.m. Because the CEO is blocked in Chicago for a snowstorm. And it's better for finance because they finally know how much money they are spending. As a fun fact, when most companies implement TravelPerk, they realize some interesting things in terms of pattern of booking that they didn't know before. They don't know who is spending what. And as a consequence, a lot of companies, and I think some of you are actually here, have been using us. So we have companies ranging from 20 people, consulting company, all the way to multinational using us. Why? Because the problem of business travel is actually relatively consistent. Everybody has the same issue. You want to be able to book everything in one place. You want this to be reliable. You want to have control. You want to have great service. So that's why we get such a wide range of customers. And the good side of it is when you do something that people are looking for, and it's a huge market, then you grow very, very quickly. This year, we'll process a few hundred millions of euro of GMV. And we still grow at 4 or 5x a year. So it's big. Why? Because it's a big market, and it has been underserved for very long. And we really touched something that a lot of companies just didn't have anything for it. And in order to do that, the part that's probably the most interesting to be a little bit geeky about metrics for 1 second, is how do we do it? We do it because most of the customer acquisition we have will start by actually one of you. It will start by you finding out about us here at an event, online, because of word of mouth, and you're going to try us once. You're going to see that you get a better service, you get a cheaper price, and you are like, that's good for my company. And then there are 5 other people that are going to try it, and then 10 other people. And then when you have a critical mass, at some point, the CFO will be like, hey, maybe I should check this out. And that's the core of our business model. We didn't invent it. That's how Slack works. That's how Zoom works. So we start by the people who are actually using the platform, and then we work our way up to the people deciding for the platform. And because the platform is really good, we have negative churn, and that's the core of how we grow so fast. Nonetheless, we have raised 75 million so far because it requires, as I've mentioned before, a huge infrastructure. Imagine, in order to have your first customer, you need to be connected with every airline, every hotel, everywhere in the world. And when you get that, then you have the right to have your first customer where you start losing money on it. So it's a rough kind of start, but also, when you start to get to a certain growth, then you get a huge purchasing power because you have enough volume that you can go to Lufthansa and British Airways, negotiate better price, then you can pass on to the customer, and then that's a virtuous circle. So it's really a market where the kind of analysts consider that there will be a few takes it all, because you can't really enter the market so easily. And we do that with an amazing team of 260 people, some of them here in Berlin. The HQ is in Barcelona. We have people in London. We'll probably open a few more offices. Out of these 260 people, there is actually about a third of the company in customer care and customer service, because we consider that the level of service we deliver is extremely important, so we do everything internally. So in a nutshell, TravelPerk is business travel that works. If you have never used us, I invite you to go online and check us out. We are also around here for the event. And if you also want to chat about high-growth startup, I'll be around. Thanks a lot.